Greetings, Habadi. Welcome to Kind Y007. Sound check. Try this again. Greetings, Habadi. Welcome to Kind Y007. Audio check. All right. Third time's a charm. Greetings, Habadi. Welcome to Kind Y007. All right, greetings. Hopefully, I'm coming in clear. What I was going to do is a rather short live today. Maybe we'll go about 20 minutes, a half hour or so. Just give me a moment. All right, as you can see from the thumbnail, there's a new $100 million lawsuit. I'm going to show who is coming from. The defendants in the case are listed. I just added that to the thumbnail. But anyway, as you can see, you should be able to see the names. Defendants, we start with Sean Carter. That's Jay-Z. He is a very well-known rapper, one of the best rappers ever, if not the best rapper, African American. Um, Defendant Sean Combs, this Diddy Combs, he just got arrested a couple of days ago, and he has multiple lawsuits. This is one of them. And the reason I think the timing of it too is important because we're thinking about Diddy and the things he's going through, but a lot of people are just thinking about the trafficking and other things, but there's other lawsuits that are pending. It has to do with more so the music end of the business, and that's where this lawsuit comes in. Defendant Robin Fenty is Rihanna, so she's Robin Rihanna Fenty. The final defendant is Sir Lucian Grange. So he is the CEO of UMG. For those that don't know what UMG stands for, it stands for Universal Music Group. It's a huge label. Rihanna's on there now. She's joining with Taylor Swift. There was someone else too that they had mentioned recently, but anyway, we'll just stick with them. So he's in this as well. Beyonce's name is listed in some of the cases, but this one does reference Beyonce, not necessarily directly suing Beyonce, because what they're doing is the person that is doing the lawsuit is coming for Jay-Z, but coming for Jay-Z because of Beyonce taking the song. So I'm going to show you the exact two songs that they're referring to. And this has been a repetitive case. They've been shooing her away. The first time this case was filed was in 2023. She has cases from 2015. So it's someone that writes songs for music, but has not been getting any credit. So basically, she's putting her foot down and saying she wants this $100 million. And if you look at it, there's 5 people on your screen. Those 5 people could split the $100 million. Let's just say they lose. Just say they lose the case. If they were to lose, they could each cough up about 20 million a piece. That would total the 100 million, because that is a lot. I'm pulling up the details right now. Just give me a minute. All right. Here is, let's go to the top. Ugh. All right. Here is filed from the U.S. District Court, Central District of California. The plaintiff, her name is right here, Rhonda Johnson Parnell, or Parnell, is a person that set this this lawsuit. So this lawsuit right here, you see Sir, well, they call him Sir. So Sir Lucian Grange, he's the CEO of Universal Music Group. Sean Carter, artist and label mate of UMG, which is again Universal Music Group. Robin Fenty, and then last but not least, we have Sean Combs on there. Give me 1 second. I'm going to scroll down so we can see more of what's on here. Just give me a quick second. I'm doing pretty good too, and I hope everyone is well. And I appreciate the participation that you guys have had thus far. Subscribing and just, doing what you can do, because that really matters for the channel. So I appreciate it a lot. All right, I just had to do something. I didn't do any tags. That's interesting. Okay, so right here we have, like I said, Robin Fenty is really Rihanna. So she's just using her regular first and last name. Basis for the jurisdiction. Here is the details, because that's what we want. Some of this is like, what code is it? What section is it? All that, unless you have questions about that, we don't need to know that. The company UMG is the top label that is responsible for holding client records. But at times, these records get into the wrong hands and are not credited to the author. which that's what Rhonda Parnell is saying she is, author of the works as in this case. Plaintiff is seeking relief in court costs in the amount of $1 million from the defendants for damages to the plaintiff's records and Universal Music Group portal. Now I know I just said 1 million, but it goes up to 100 million. The plaintiff is a person that brought the three artists to Universal in a way so that they would, and they spelled that wrong. They put a Y in there. People need to hire me to proofread. Everything would be perfect. That they would be able to perform songs in her song file. She wrote and recorded songs for Sean Carter, who's Jay-Z, for Beyonce in 83, Crazy in Love, Me, Myself, and I, which were great songs. We all know these songs, right? If you think back to, I remember Neo having an issue because Beyonce came and told all of us that she wrote every single thing on her album, and she didn't. And then the truth came out later, which was disappointing to me, that she would discredit the people's hard work that they put into her music. I felt like there was a certain point in time where Beyonce felt like she was perfect and she wanted everyone to think the same. No, you're far from perfect when you're taking credit from someone. Plaintiff did not give Beyonce. Plaintiff did not give to Beyonce. It is in her name. Once in a lifetime, Beyonce did not like. But in 2009, I looked it up on YouTube and it had 1,009 views. Who wrote this? Maybe she wrote it. Plaintiff called it to Sound Exchange. She left the letter E off. Or BMI to claim it. So this is when the actual author that wrote the song wanted to reach in and claim it. And then she wasn't able to because Beyonce ended up claiming it. She claimed it first, but somehow Beyonce still snubbed her after that. So again, plaintiff called into Sound Exchange or BMI to claim it. Plaintiff got a ISNI, which is short for International Sound Recording Number, to it. In 2020, the plaintiff looks up the ISNI number only to find it's been copywritten or copyrighted by Beyonce and set to be in a movie, Cadillac Records. So this dates back to all the way then. She's had issues with filing it since then. But then in most recent months, she is refiling and it doesn't seem like she's backing down. Not this time. If the defendant, they put Sir Lucian incorporated under the laws of the state. So this is for California. Now, if you see right at the number 3, that's where they get into repeating the same thing that we just read, excuse me. But I'm going to go below because when she goes to the relief, that shows even more that's due. Let's go into screen share over here. We remember the album. Lawsuits. So this was one of the songs that she mentioned, which is Crazy in Love. And if you remember, she did this song and she did it with Jay-Z. And you might have heard some rumors that surrounded certain songs by Beyonce, but they never really surfaced. There wasn't much documentation. Now the courts are still fighting back with this person that actually is claiming she wrote this song and she wrote Me, Myself, and I. And then I'm going to do a sound check. All right, that's a nice feel to it. Beyonce has been, she's an American artist also, for those that don't know. Most of R&B, she's looked at as a pop star. Most recently, she's touched into country music. A lot of people have been growing controversy being that she wasn't even nominated for any of her most recent country songs, even though they made a big deal out of it. It seemed like she was trending a lot, switching over her genres. It hasn't really set too well in the country community. What we're going to do now is go back into the paperwork so I can scroll down and show you where I got the $100 million from. So you see here, all right, so make sure it's on the screen. Have we got it on the screen? Y'all see it? That's interesting. There's a weird shadow over it, but okay. All right, so we left off saying she called out two specific songs and she said Beyonce owes her for these rights to the song. So I'm gonna go right back and scroll down some more. The state of the claim, like I said, was 1 million. But then we come to here and says for relief, state briefly and precisely. They're saying state briefly and precisely the damages and other relief that the plaintiff asked the court to order. Do not make legal arguments. They just want to know how much you are claiming and that you want to sue for. So you see below the very last sentence right here is in darker print. And it says the plaintiff is seeking damages in monetary in the amount of $100 million in total for all defendants. This is a verbal agreement among plaintiff and UMG, which is Universal Music Group, in 2000. So here we are in 2024, which is over 20 years later. I'm personally wondering too, like, what is this really about? Why is stuff like taking so long? And it's like they're just now pretty much getting back in the groove of things. Well, at least Rhonda Johnson Pano is, and that's her name right there. So she signed this. And okay, I thought there was one more page. Okay, so that's it. Let's go back up to the top. That's the case number right there. Previously, which I'm going to show some of her previous things that she filed along the way. Actually, this is pulling up the different one. I'm not looking for that one. Hold on. Here you see another civil rights. Why does this keep? Hang on, y'all. I don't know why this is going in the wrong. I wasn't even looking that one up. We're gonna go back out to something else because this is getting on my nerves. Hang on, y'all. I'll just play something in the meantime. Myself. Okay, so as we see in here, these are the previous ones that the same woman, Rhonda Johnson Pano, has been suing. So the case I just showed you was a copyright infringement. This is the one I was saying was from a while back. This was only back from 2015 too. So this is a whole different record label rather. So this person has been known to write. They've been known to be a writer, very known, well-known popular artist. This one in particular is another one. So I'm just skimming through it a little bit just to get an idea of what was going on and her pursuit to gain credits for people that she's helped. So that's what this was really all about. And this was just nope, that's from 2015. I believe that was the earliest one that I saw in there. And up to now. So this is a case that she's pushing to have opened up because they just rejected her. She filed this last year in 2023. It got rejected. So just recently, like the other month, she refiled again. So we'll see what happens because they keep telling her, like, you're not filing this correctly, so we have to dismiss it. She's saying the songs that y'all love and know today has not been credited to her, and she hasn't received the money that's due to her. So it seems like there is a lot to what she's saying. It doesn't seem like it's being made up. There's no defamation. There's none of that going on. But the courts have been given a lot of pushback to her for her in her pursuit to get this money. And that's a lot of money, $100 million. And it's for certain songs. So they were very specific in the what you call it, in the details with that. While we're in here, this is off topic, but just for a minute, I do want to show y'all something with what's going on right now. Something quick with the moon and with the sun also. This was something from NASA. This just came out a couple days ago. If you're interested, check out some of the videos I have. I do them on astronomy and how it affects us. This heat that you guys have been experiencing, no matter where you're at, we've had longer summer, especially this year. And we've reached peaks that have never been as hot as it's been this summer in different areas around the world. The sun flares have been increasing and then they quiet down a bit and then they've been increasing. The sun always has sun flares going on, but we have experienced a solar storm of sun flares that could possibly have something to do with the attitudes. There's been a wave of bad attitudes amongst people. I do relate people's behaviors to what's going on in space. There's nothing weird about it. I think it's weird if you don't look and want to find answers. So I just wanted to tap in with y'all on the sun flares that have been going on. Anyone interested in astronomy, let me know, or check out some of my videos that I do on that. I break a lot of stuff down and I aim to show you how it affects us and how it's just good for us to know what's going on in space, not just what's going on down here on Earth. Also, real quick, the moon is important. The moon helps stabilize the earth. Without the moon, the earth will be out of control. It won't be stable. It'll be wibbly wobbling everywhere. So there's a new moon that has been in our sphere lately. It's supposed to come even closer to us. And this is a shot of what we're saying is the moon, but it's really an asteroid. So it's like a mini moon. So I thought that was interesting. Also, our regular moon, our moon that we do know and that we're used to, is moving further and further away from Earth. And I want to show you that something. Because in recent years, we knew that it was moving about a centimeter away from Earth a year, about a centimeter away. Now it's been moving twice as much. So about a little over 3 centimeters each year. You may say that's a small amount, but any amount of space that the moon is leaving could leave an impact on Earth the further away it goes. But scientists say it won't really have an effect on Earth until 1 billion years from now. But that's something just to keep in mind. I wanted to just show y'all some of that. And what else do we have? So yeah, I know that I was disappointed in knowing that Beyonce was possibly using other people's written songs. And I say this because I don't know if you remember, but it was some years ago during the music awards. And Beyonce was getting awards and everything. She said, yes, I wrote everything. I did it all. She let everyone know that. But then later, if y'all remember, Neo came out and he was real upset about it too, about not getting any credit for the work that he did with Beyonce. If you see right here, I'm sharing a screen from Billboard. This was back in 2011. Neo's Beyonce comments offend fans. Neo responds. During a recent interview, Neo said one of the songs he wished he kept for himself was irreplaceable. A comment fans took as a diss to the superstar. I look at it as a diss. I think that basically he felt disrespected. He put time and effort in her music, and it irreplaceable also. She was claiming that she did all of the lyrics, like everything. You know, she didn't sit there and do the music too, but she said she had everything to do with everything. It impressed a lot of us because we already know she was one of the best entertainers. But at the same time, it was like she's telling us she's like an octopus. All 8 arms are everywhere, or legs, whatever. Arms are everywhere. And she's the one, she's the bomb, and nobody does it like her. And some of us believed it. I found it strikingly a little surprising that she wrote all the songs. I was like, wow. But then I was like, well, give her credit. Was she going to come lie to the world? But apparently she did. One song that I gave away and didn't want to, but it's actually a good thing that I did. This is Neo speaking. Is Beyonce's Irreplaceable. I honestly wrote that song for myself, but the song taught me a very interesting lesson. Many women don't think that differently. However, a man singing it comes across a little bit misogynistic, a little bit mean, and blah, blah. So I get what they're saying. A woman saying, hey, I'm on my own. It's going to be harder, but I'm going to do this because I know I can depend and count on myself, like with the Me, Myself, and I song. But this one, irreplaceable. I can replace you. You can be replaced. So I see him saying he didn't really want it possibly to come from a man replacing a woman and showing how easily that person can be replaced versus Beyonce taking a song and doing it. But when it was insinuated that Neil was dissing Beyonce, the comments on Twitter and all this other stuff hadn't happened. Like, are you serious? Please, I hear this. Da, 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 da. Um, that was interesting because again, these were some other songs too that Beyonce had claimed that she did all by herself, and she got a lot of credit for it. But then to come to find out, she did have writers and so on. So that's another part of this whole thing that it just brings back a lot of memories to me. A lot of a lot of memories to me with her great music, but she took all the credit. So this woman here, Rhonda, is back, and I feel like she's really back with a vengeance. She's claiming what she wants. She's saying how much money she wants for it all, and she's not backing down. It's been a lot of back and forth, but she really doesn't seem to be backing down. And when you think about it, who would if you had something to do with such an amazing project with the one and only Beyonce? That's my jam. I feel like I was one of the only few people that like Bootylicious. DJs did not like playing that. Like, y'all better play Bootylicious. You must not know that me. Those are some good memories. You took a great photo for that cover too. That was some of the music that was played and displayed. So I know we're not hearing the last of Rhonda Johnson Panel, but she's back at it, and it's just coming on the heels of Diddy's arrest and all these other things going on. And I know people are mostly thinking about the physical alleged abuse, the physical lawsuits, but there's still things going on, even with the copyrights to music, and that's what's the point of what I was displaying. Let me go back to my thumbnail. What you see here, so you see the list of defendants there. That's all their names, and then I put the name of the woman that is suing them. I should say again, because what they ended up having her do is amend the previous lawsuit that she was claiming for, because they're saying they can't do nothing with what she gave. It needs to be filed correctly to even be heard, to even be entered into the system. So that's what that was about. So that's why we see just recently that this has been put in here. Just give me a second so I can get back to where I was at. Actually, let me get the case name. Oh, I don't like how you look stuff up. As soon as you go out, it puts you right back in with a whole bunch of other stuff. And it's like, that's not what I'm looking for. It's really not. Give me a second. Okay. Give me a second. Got so many tabs going and flowing. To the left, to the left. Mm, to the left, to the left. Okay, so we got this in here right now. What I'm share screening is we're back in here. So this was the information that I was showing because when you're looking up things, you might be looking like, oh, where's Jay-Z name at? Where's Beyonce? You have to look within the case. So they're in the list of parties. So this is where I got that from. Plaintiff, Rhonda Johnson Pano, and then these are the defendants. Now, Beyonce's name isn't listed on here, but she is on other documents because she has to. She feels she's going through Sean Carter, her husband, because Jay-Z is the one that she initially gave the song to, and she's like, "You gave it to Beyonce, and the more it's being passed on, it was excluding Rhonda Johnson Pano, who's the one that even created it." So that's where that is coming from. If you see here at the end of July, minute order in chambers. Order addressing plaintiff's amended claimant 17. Therefore, plaintiff's amended complaint did not just discharge the court's order to show cause, and the court will not set aside its prior order dismissing this case, as it appears the court lacks subject matter jurisdiction. So she's not going nowhere. She's not going nowhere. She hasn't all this time. She wants her money. She wants her $100 million. She's basically like, y'all can all split it. Give her 20 million. She's been waiting a long time for this, and they've been giving her a hard time whenever she comes to the courts to file this. She needs to do it the right way so that she can then claim what is hers. I can't imagine being a part of someone's life through their music like Beyonce and not getting the credits for it. It doesn't. It would say it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to lie to the world and think that's not going to catch up with you. Now, if this is totally false, that would be interesting too, because she wouldn't have been this far with her name if this was totally false and this was somebody just fell out of the sky somewhere. This is someone that worked with them closely in the studios. So Diddy Combs is listed on there as well. His music studios helped produce some of the music for the songs of Beyonce that were originally written by Rhonda Johnson Pano. So that's where his name is coming in. Then you have the CEO of UMG, Universal Music Group. So with was it Sir Lucian? He's in it too because he's the one that should have been overseeing this whole thing to begin with, the whole thing. So it wouldn't have even had to get this far. So the point of this is that the timing of it all, and how it's not just the lawsuits that we're hearing about. It's not just the arrests that are being made, excuse me, by Diddy recently. What about the other technicalities with the contracts because of the music? What about the other lawsuits that are seem to be resurfacing? Now with Dawn, that's something new. It's like she just popped up out of nowhere of Danity King saying she was abused. But there's people that have been fighting to get the attention and get their day in court, and they've just been having a hard time. And I think it's a lot of people like us that are going to start taking another bigger look at it to see, well, what is really going on and why are they not entitled to their day in court? Do y'all feel that it's because of their status, things like that, and that could be holding them back? Or do you feel like the person is just inappropriately filing and it's going to keep getting pushed back to them until they do it and do it right? Oh, 1 second. Let's see. Oh, I bet you did. Oh man. So it just seems to have been a lot. There's been a lot going on, and things are like starting to pile up. And even though they're piling up on Diddy, I wouldn't be too surprised if things end up working out in his favor. Not maybe everything and the whole thing, but it just depends because he's still innocent until proven guilty, right? But what I would say is, hang on a second. All right, here we go. What I would say is that, all right. So he was denied bail. So a lot of people were talking about that yesterday, and they were talking about what he did put up. Like he did put up, or was willing to put up, his mama's house in Florida. Also the planes. A couple of the airplanes might get sold. That was in the paperwork too that I saw yesterday, courtesy of Carcino for Life. He has a great, great Patreon. So I'll just share a little of that information. But I've seen some other people had it floating around too by now. But all right, might as well have a compilation going on in the background. Yeah, why not? Oh, so what I was saying was the planes, though, that he is selling, he was already in the process of selling some of the planes anyway. Not sure if it had anything to do with the lawsuits that were coming or if this was something that he had planned. Because if you look at the paperwork, it says right in there that they've already received offers on at least 2 of his planes, and that was from the past. So he may do that too. And of course, he has other properties, he has other homes too. But even with putting up the 50 million worth value for a 50 million bail yesterday, it was still denied. A lot of people have turned their backs to Diddy too, so I think a lot of y'all probably feel like it's what he gets, and he might as well. It should be that way. I don't know, but and no copyrights to the background and what's showing, but just showing some compilation of Beyonce doing her thing. Figured that'd be fitting because a lot of this has to do with her particular music, but then everyone else is getting then sued in the lawsuit also. It doesn't mention specifically what Rihanna has to do with this. So if I see anything else or if she redoes the case and details it better, then we would have more to go off of. Because we know Rihanna sings. She has her music too. We know Rihanna's been down with Jay-Z for a long time. So she's still affiliating Rihanna too with receiving monetary royals. She feels everyone else has got their piece of this pie and everything, but Rhonda Johnson Pano is feeling that she doesn't. She's been left out the whole time. Oh, I forgot I saw that up there. So we'll see what's going to happen. It's 38 minutes already. I was going to come on here, send me about 20 to 30 minutes and see if you're talking about anything. So I'll just do a quick recap too of some other things that I did want to, I did have on here that I wanted to show while I had you guys in here. Just give me 1 second. That's what I was talking about that. Again, these are the most recent court documents, but I think she's going to be coming back, and she's going to be coming back with more vengeance on all of this, all of it. Again, I mentioned too, for anyone just coming in or just shooting through, the moon is moving further away from Earth. So just want to talk astronomy for a minute. It was moving away from Earth 1 centimeter a year. Now it's more like twice as much, well, 3 times as much. It's been moving away 3 to more centimeters away from Earth, and you need it to stay close to Earth to stay stabilized. So it's just been interesting what's been going on. And this is a mini moon. They're calling it a mini moon, but it's really an asteroid, and it's on its way towards Earth. So it's coming towards Earth. They're not saying to panic about it, but they're not saying it's going to come and hit us either. But things come falling from our solar system often. Well, here and there, but often. But it tends to disintegrate. So it could be a large mass, but it breaks up before it really comes to Earth, just so y'all know. Some of y'all hear about asteroids coming towards Earth that are as big as a school bus. But of course, when it comes towards Earth, it starts to break apart. So that's why it doesn't cause mass destruction. But this is a mini moon, they're calling. and it is an asteroid, and it's moving towards Earth. So they said it's going to get pretty close. The other thing that I mentioned was the solar flares. The solar flares have been erupting like never before, at least recorded. Sun flares are normal. They're supposed to be there, but we've had even more in recent years, especially in 2020. There's been a lot of sun flares. And yes, this has an effect on us. This isn't boring. This is important. It does affect our communications. And if you realize too, the cell towers was affected. There's hacking that's been going on. Cash App got hacked twice last year, which makes me skeptical of Cash App. But I do have it. So anyway, Cash App, I predict that my thought is that Las Vegas is going to be hacked big time. If y'all paid attention, when Cash App was hacked last year, something went down in Vegas not that long after. I feel like there's a connection. I believe that Vegas is going to have all lights out one night rather, and people aren't going to know what to do. It's a good time to get robbed, bug out even more than people already do, and all that. Mark my words of what I said. They're going to shut down all of Vegas because of the hackers. So we got hackers on one side of things, making things crazy. But then we also have what's going on in space, not that far from us, and it's causing disruptions with the communications. If you notice, your cable probably has been going off and on during this summer. Now they're saying, yeah, a lot of people pulling on the energy because it's so hot. We're using the AC and this and that. That's not really just what it is. It has to do with the sun flares. I told them that too. I spoke with Spectrum. All of them. I said, I think it has to do with the solar flares. And some agreed. And then some people I spoke to were one or two. Another person I spoke to hadn't heard of it. So I was passing information along too, because it's something to just consider. Why not? Let's look at different areas that we may be having problems, and it can help us solve the problem. I like solving problems. I do that by nature. You'll get that from me here on my channel. I appreciate all the new subscribers and the new people that have come in. I know everything doesn't get accounted for because there's something strange going on too with YouTube algorithms. I don't know. I don't really understand it, but I know I'm just going to keep doing my thing, which I told myself I would do, a couple months back recently. So, if anyone has anything to say, if nothing else, that may be it for now. I just wanted to do a quick stream, and I wanted to just show off the fact that there's $100 million lawsuit pending, and Diddy has to do with that too. So he's being pulled from a lot of different angles for his money, for money, being sued for money, but also having to do actual time if he is found guilty of the charges of racketeering and the sex trafficking that they are claiming. So it goes much further than just the baby oil that we've been finding slip and slide around the hotels. There's more to it than that. So I want to keep my eye on this case because it does have to do with Beyonce, who's a favorite of mine, and Rihanna, Riri's favorite of mine, too, her looking shop, Diddy, Jay-Z, and Lucian Grange. So there's still stuff going on, and more people are going to be dragged into it. I've been seeing people saying, watch, more names going to get added. There's people that have already been added to Diddy like this, but they won't listen to her. So that's why she recently just refiled again, because she wants her day in court. Rhonda Johnson Palmer wants her day in court. So yes, more people are going to be involved. It could be with the sex trafficking too at some point, or certain individuals. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just have to see that. But this is from the music point, and this has to do with copyright, copywritten music. And it's not going. She's not going anywhere. I know she's not going anywhere. I think she's just going to have to get her ducks in a row and do it right. And then there we go. So hope to see y'all back. I will have some more things to go on regarding astronomy and things going on in space and how it can affect us. You guys like going online, right? You like YouTube, you go on internet, you're using electricity a lot. So imagine if your area gets shut down. It's only a matter of time, because we haven't been taking global warming to consideration enough. It's only a matter of time. So you're going to start to see more and more, and it's going to affect you. And you're going to be like, what should I do? So I'll have some information on that, why I feel more is going to go on, why I feel that large areas of communications are going to go down. Not these little small ones here and there. They're going to go down in larger areas on the planet, and they're going to last a long time, and what causes chaos from there on. One of the most important places, things that we engage with, is our money, right? A lot of times you have financial institutions you use. You use your banks. If you've noticed, some of the banks have been shut down just when it rains. So this is really serious, y'all. This is real serious, the effects that mainly the sun has been having. The other thing I was saying did have to do with the moon, but this right here is mainly has to do with the sun and the sun rays, the solar flares that have been coming from the sun, and sometimes they do come to Earth, but most recently they've been coming down on Earth. There have been more metallic asteroid-like particles that have been hitting Earth too. So if you look it up, you may look and say, oh yeah, it's happened before, some of this is normal. Not at this magnitude. So it's not about causing panic. For me, it's just about being aware. It's affecting our communications. So get ready. If you don't know how to live without internet, I don't know what to tell you, because it's going to be going down. It'll go down for large periods of time when it happens. So even if we make it out through the rest of the year without the interruptions, we'll see what next year brings, because there's a lot going on. But again, I thank y'all for coming out. Much appreciated it. It was a long stream. And I mostly do Wednesdays, called Wet Wicked Wednesdays. And I do live streams on Sundays. And those are my chocolate Sundays. So hope to see you there. Participation always welcome, needed, and wanted. And thank you. I hope y'all have a good day. This is Kai NY007. Peace.
So that's a moth. God damn it. Fuck out of here. Really, yeah. What is it doing here?